Welcome to the Midweek Devotional for Wednesday, the 23rd of December. Hello, my name's Bill. I pray that this devotion will stir the spirit in your heart and soul, and that it lifts you up. Earlier this month, my devotion was at the beginning of Advent. In that devotion, I likened Advent to a professional sports preseason. Continuing that analogy, this past Sunday marked the end of preseason, and now we anxiously await opening day. For some, Christmas Eve. For others, Christmas Day. But this devotion will not be about the opening day. For my opening scripture, I want to fast forward beyond the Christmas story to Epiphany, when the church traditionally marks the arrival of the Magi, the three wise men, with their gifts for baby Jesus. From Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. On entering the house, the wise men saw the child with Mary his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. I know that the early arrival of the wise men is a particular stumbling block for some of us. How can nativity scenes that are set up during Advent place the wise men in Bethlehem before Christmas? For that matter, how can some churches place baby Jesus in the manger during Advent, while we are still preparing ourselves for his coming? So don't worry, because this devotion is not about the wise men, but rather it's about their gifts. More specifically, it's about the gifts that we give this Christmas. I realize there have been many studies about the gifts of the Magi that explain how these gifts have a deeper meaning than simply that they were extravagant and well-suited as gifts for a king, at least for an earthly king. Thinking about the gifts brought by the wise men got me thinking about the gifts we give at Christmas. Many of us, admittedly not all, try to give the perfect gift, the gift that is extraordinary, valuable, highly treasured. We would, if we could, give the modern-day equivalent of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We seek out the in gift, the one that is hard, perhaps impossible to find. As it is, we often give gifts we cannot afford, or gifts that the recipient does not really need. It's not unusual to feel a sense of failure when we feel our gifts don't measure up to the standards of our peers or even our own expectations. Are we being fair to ourselves? Have we created unrealistic, or worse yet, misguided standards? What does Scripture say about gift giving? More specifically, what does Jesus say about the gifts that we should give? From Luke chapter 3, verse 11. In reply, Jesus said to them, "Whoever has 2 coats must share with anyone who has none, and whoever has food must do likewise." And from Matthew 25, verses 35 to 36. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me. These are rather simple gifts: clothing, food, water, a welcome for a stranger, care and comfort for the sick, and a visit with the lonely. The Lutheran Church offers many opportunities to give gifts such as these. One of these is the ELCA World Hunger Program. Just consider these facts from 3 years ago and realize that poverty and need throughout the world and in the USA are certainly no better in our 2020 pandemic world. 821 million people around the world, that's more than 1 in 10, can't access the food they need to live active, healthy lives. 736 million people live in extreme poverty on less than $1.90 a day. That's 10% of the world's population. In 2017, more than 40 million people in the United States were unsure where their next meal might come from. 39.7 million Americans were living in poverty in 2017. For a family of 4, this means that their annual household income was below $25,094. If I had the technological skills, I would place an ELCA video right here. But I encourage you to do a Google search for ELCA World Hunger promotional video. If you can't spare the 4 minutes and 44 seconds that it takes to watch, search for the 1 minute and 20-second Rick Steves video entitled, "Why Support ELCA World Hunger?" To give to the ELCA World Hunger Program, go to www.elca.org/hunger. A companion program is the ELCA Good Gifts Program. Through the Good Gifts Program and ministries that are currently in place, you can give a wide variety of gifts that fit within Jesus' instructions to clothe the naked, feed the hungry, and care for the sick. Giving opportunities include these areas: agriculture, animals, growing the church, water, vaccinations and other gifts for children and women, leadership education, disaster response, health care, and a wide range of U.S. gifts, including USA gifts, including school meals, soup kitchens, and disaster relief supplies, such as clothing, bedding, and toiletries. Gift amounts range from $10 to over $2,000. In 2016, Living Lutheran posted a blog about the Good Gifts program entitled "Debunking Myths About ELCA Good Gifts." Quoting from that article, quote, "How much of our culture's time and attention is devoted to giving things to people who already have everything they need and most of the things they want? Is this a form of madness or what? Why do we continue to participate in this kind of system? ELCA Good Gifts provides a way to buy a gift for Aunt Thelma, but have it benefit a person, family, or community that really needs it. What are the advantages of this kind of giving for you, for the hard-to-shop-for person on your list, and for the eventual recipient?" End quote. You can give to the ELCA Good Gifts program by going to goodgifts.elca.org or searching for ELCA Good Gifts. When you select and pay for a gift in honor of a friend or a loved one, you can get a card to tell them that you have given the gift in their name. The ELCA programs are well known for the efficiency of their administrative operation. Less than 15% of every gift is spent on administration. Put another way, 85 to 90% of your gift goes directly to people in need. That means for a $10 ELCA gift, the overhead costs are $1.50 or less. You know, you'll pay that in shipping and taxes for a typical retail Christmas gift, which is likely to be broken, returned, or quickly forgotten. I will conclude with a reading from Matthew chapter 25, verses 37 to 40 and verses 44 and 45. "And then the righteous will ask him, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?' The king will reply, 'Truly I tell you, whenever you did it for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it for me.' Others will ask, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or needing clothes or sick or in prison and did not help you?' He will reply, 'Truly I tell you, whenever you did not do it for one of the least of these, you did not do it for me.'" I hope that each of us will pray for the least among us, at home and abroad, and add the ELCA World Hunger and Good Gifts programs to your shopping cart this Christmas. And with that final prayer for my 2020 devotions, I wish you each a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.